Here we go. Here it comes. Here's the list. I can't wait. I can't go. I'm going fast. See if you can keep up with me. So guys, here's the list. I'm excited about this list. This list has some really books that I'm high on, incentives that I'm high on, and books that I'm going crazy for. This is just for me. I'm not covering everything. Pressable Defects covers theirs. They're part of the list. They get the list and they go through it as well. I'm just covering the books that I am excited for, that I am looking for. A lot of these are just cover price books. They're not first appearances. They're just books. So these are the ones I'm looking. They might be a cover B of a first appearance, but they're not the major books. They're ones I just like. I am throwing some incentives in here just because they're gorgeous, and I have to talk about them. So let's jump in. Let's look at New Comic Book Day pull list, CBSI. So first book I want to look at, this is Heroes Reborn. This is the cover B. This is by David Blatt. Those Heroes Reborn, a lot of them, I mean, I've been talking about, they're just spin-off characters. Who knows if they have any weight? This is the Squadron Savage, especially Savage Avengers for Heroes Reborn world, and you get some just reimagined. There you got Electra. I love this movie poster look, but down there at the bottom is a new character called Murder Hornet, and that's why I'm high on this book. This is a great cover featuring this new character. Whether or not this character does anything, it's just a great character. I will definitely be trying to pick up this cover B. It should be just cover price, so look for that at your LCS. Next one we're going to jump in here and look at. If you caught my image books, I mentioned that in my list, Ant, I mentioned that. Well, Eric Larson got the rights to do Ant, and he's coming out with issue 12. It was an 11-issue series, and he just released issue 12. There's two different covers, just A and B cover. I sort of like the old school feel of this one. To be honest, I've never read an issue of Ant. Ant has always been one of those books that people have looked at. Some people have read it, but it's old school Image from back in the day, and I'm curious what Larson does with it. Bunny Mask. Last week I had it. I'm gonna drop the list in this week as well. There's several books that come out every week that just have tons of exclusives. And when I say tons, sometimes tons to me is 3, 4. These small indie books are getting lots of store exclusives because stores don't have to order 1,000 copies, 3,000 copies of it. They can order 500. They can order 300. So it makes it a little bit easier for them to take a risk on a new indie book. And if it happens to be a hit indie book, then they've made their money. They have a set of books that it's nice to be recognized as a store that was on Something Skilled in the Children before everyone else is. Sort of like Black Mask and Oasis was. This one, Bunny Mask. This is the B cover. It's a cutout mask. At Midtown, it's already sold out, and this is on a Thursday that I'm doing this list. But keep your eye out for it. I do know of a couple. I'm really excited. ECGCE group I'm a part of, they have an exclusive coming out. I do like it, so I'm sort of pumped for this book. I'm curious to see. It's a horror book. This is Cherry Blackbird. This is a book that has actually already come out. I'm looking here beside me. I actually have it here beside me. It came out as a trade paperback from Joseph Schmalke, and then Scout has finally decided to do it. It was too dark when he was first doing it. He didn't change anything. Just the perspective on comics has changed. So this is Cherry Blackboard. It's a great read. It's a dark read. They're breaking this trade paperback. They're breaking it up into, I think, 4 or 5 issues. It's part of a trilogy of books, but this is probably the best of the trilogy from when he first got started. And he's the one who does Electric Black and everything. There are lots of store exclusives for this one. Lots of stores jumped on it. People very high on Schmalke, which they should be. I was telling you back in December, this is going to be the year of Schmalke, and I firmly believe that as he's doing more and more exclusive and his books become more popular. Duplicate is a book. I'm pretty sure it comes out this week. It's from Second Sight. Second Sight actually has 2 or 3 books that have incentives. They're like 1 for 5s. I think Chess comes out and a couple others. I read Duplicate number 1. I really enjoyed it. I want to see where it goes from there, so I'm going to try to pick this up. My LCS had it. I hope they have this one as well. It was a good read, so check it out. Second Sight's a hard book to find a label. Not all stores carry it, so keep that in mind. Eve, this is actually Eve's second print of issue 1. From everything, I have not read it yet. From everything I've heard, it's a good read. People think it might be one that slipped under the radar. I mean, I do have a couple of the store exclusives that came out for it, so we'll see. I hope that is the case. I have not read it yet. That's on my stack of books to read. Geiger, I read issue 1. Have not read issue 2 yet. I loved where issue 1 went. It caught me by surprise, and this is just a great cover. This is, I think, the cover C. It's just, or cover D. Gary Frank, who's the artist. I love the skeletons. I'm glowing neon skeletons. Draw me in. The book could be terrible in the end. Thankfully, it was not. At least issue 1 wasn't. This is one of those incentives I'm throwing in here because it's a gorgeous cover. It's Art Germ. It's a 1 for 25. This is Future State Gotham #2. Yeah, it's a gorgeous cover. Art Germs. So he's a little overplayed, but something about it being black and white makes this a really good cover, in my opinion. So if you can get it for $25 and do that, I could see this having potential. Just one of those that slipped through because it's a Future State Gotham 2. How many stores are ordering 25 copies of this? Good Asian. This is the cover B. I've not read issue 1 yet. I've heard. Actually, I haven't heard anything about this because I can't tell you I've heard anything good. I like this as Annie Wu. I like this cover a whole lot, though. I love the old movie poster feel of it. Junkie Cable. This is from Behemoth. Behemoth burst onto the scene because You Promised Me Darkness, something, the Follow Me Alone or whatever book. And this is one that no one has said a word about, but I picked issue 1 up, and I don't know why, but I liked it. So I'm going to pick up issue 2. I'm not trying to sell you on it. It's one that slipped through. If your store got it, they only got 4 or 5 copies of it. Even they might have had 50 to 100 copies of You Promised Me Darkness, and they only probably have 3 or 4 of this one. So that might, if this becomes something, from everything I've heard about You Promised Me Darkness, you have to sit down and read it, and you have to reread it, and you have to reread it, and then you either love it or you hate it. I don't know if I have the energy for that. I never picked up one of them. This is the Heroes Reborn, the mashup. This is Night Gwen, where he's partnered with Nightwing, and they're partnered together. Not Nightwing, whatever this character, Nighthawk, and they're partnered together. This is her first appearance of this mashup character. Cover A is the Nakayama character. There's also a design variant for this one. I probably will pick this up. I do like most things Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider. This is another incentive cover I want to share. It's Frank Cho. His incentives come out of nowhere a lot of times, and they're hard to find, like that Iron Man from a few months ago. This is Frank Cho doing Wonder Woman. Well, sorry, Power Girl or Power Woman or whatever. Princess Power. That's it. Princess Power or Power Princess. I was going to get to it eventually. And this Frank Cho cover. This is one I would keep an eye out for. I've actually have both covers. I actually got to read this about a month ago, maybe a little longer. I told you guys to check it out. I read this author wrote Assassination, which I loved. I have the trade right here beside me. Loved it. This was a fun read. I can't wait to read the next few issues of it as well. It is a good, just sort of fun story. It has lots of potential to where I could see it being a mini series. I could see it being a TV show. It's just one of those books. So I like this cover better, but the other cover is cover A. And cover A is always, if the book ever becomes something, is usually the one. This is another incentive I'm sharing. This is Proctor Valley Road. Christian Ward has just been killing it on all of these covers. He always has a 1 for 10 and then a 1 per store. The 1 per store, of course, is the Virgin. And I would give me this book. This is by far the best of all of them. This is issue 4 of Proctor Valley Road. I have not heard from people good or bad about this series. I don't even know if anyone's read it. It's had some pretty great covers, and I would love to hear how good of a book it is. I had not read it. I've been picking up the 1 for 10s for sure, and if I could get the 1 for 20 or the 1 per stores, I've been getting them. Night Hunters. This is number 4. I read issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3. Alex Zurich, you either like his style or you don't as an artist. I like his style. These are, once again, Floating World Comics. How many stores pick this up? It's either you like it or you don't, and I like it. Black came out, became hot all of a sudden. After it was hot, and then it wasn't hot, and the Donkey Kong Donald Trump cover became really hot. This is white. This is the sequel to it. Basically, the premise of Black is, what if only Black people had superpowers? What are you going to do? Well, this is they've elected this white president who wants to suppress and run all the Black superheroes. So it's a confrontation is about to happen. I'm interested to see where this goes. This is Wind number 7. Issue 6 came out. I love the first trade. I did not read 6 yet. Wind is a fun story. It's lots of potential. This is the one for 25. Definitely going to pick this up. This is a great cover. Something about the red about this. This is the Mad Johanna the Mad cover. It's just a fantastic cover. And then we're back to where we started. So, guys, this is my Just For Me section. Hopefully you got something out of it. Actually, I threw a few incentives in there. I'm not covering them all. I'm just excited about the books. I had to talk about ones that I am going for, and I am going for incentives. Just a lot of weeks I don't go for incentives just because it's a lot of money, and I don't like spending my money. I would love an incentive after the fact, but I'm not a flipper when it comes to them. So it becomes hard when you talk about some of those incentives. Those are books that I'm excited for. So as always, this is my list. This is my Just For Me list. You'll see this video. Like, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Thanks, guys.